Hey guys, what is up? It is Cameron, and today I'm going to give you guys a rundown of the LS series engines that you can swap into your Hyundai Genesis coupe or sedan, and how you might go around doing it. If you guys are new viewers to the channel, be sure to subscribe, smash that like button. Without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So if you're watching today's video, it's probably because you want to put an LS series engine in your car, or maybe you're considering it, and that is totally understandable. There is no replacement for displacement, and I know that's a silly saying, but it holds true. I've never seen a 3.8 Hyundai Genesis put down 1,000 horsepower. Okay, you know what? I digress. I've seen it, but not everybody has $20,000 to put in their car. Me, I don't have $20,000 to put in my car. I'm on a budget, man. I'm really on a budget. Needless to say, if you guys want a good, solid engine to put in your car, go LS. It's reliable. It takes the power mods very well, and it's fairly affordable. So anyways, I'm going to give you guys a rundown of the basic engines that you guys can put into your car. Stay tuned. So you got your 4.8. That thing is a little power horse. That engine, you can boost that to 1,000 horsepower pretty easily. There's a article online I was reading yesterday. This company thought they were boosting a 5.3, and so they did a cam to it, a basic cam. It was like a 214 to 18 cam or something like that, very small, mild cam, and they did obviously valve springs and heads and an intake, and then they turboed it, and it made like 997 on the dyno 60 times, well over 60 times. And I mean, if it's making that on a dyno, imagine what it's doing at the crank. Well, it turns out they took it apart to inspect the inside of the engine, because I think part of the turbo system actually blew. It wasn't even the engine that gave, but they took it apart, and turns out it was a 4.8 with flat crank pistons, not a or floating crank pistons, not floating pistons, not a 5.3 like they had thought it was. Although some 4.8s and 5.3 does share the same block, as well as some variations. It's for one single year, and like half a year at that of the 5.7 and the 5.3 share the same block, but it's not the same engine. All right, anyways, so that's the 4.8. You got your 5.3 liter V8, and there's a few variations of it. You got your early generations, which is your LM7 or your Vortec for selling production purposes, marketing purposes. You got your L33, which is a aluminum block. You got your L97, which is an aluminum block, and then, and I know there's another one, your LY5, which is an iron block. So all those engines are very solid. Your iron blocks are going to hold better on boost, but you can also boost the aluminum block, and the aluminum block is going to be lighter. So there's pros and cons to each engine. It's really up to your preference as far as those are concerned. Bumping it up a notch in displacement one more time, you got your LS1, which is a 5.7 liter aluminum block engine, and I mean it's a mean engine, and it's it was in the Corvette, the C5 Corvette for a reason. So I would just choose that if you're going to be new to the LS swapping community, mainly because your LS1 already comes with power. Your LY5s, your L97s, your LM7s, L33s, those 5.3, they take the power mods very well, but you can get that power without having to do engine mods if you start off with an LS1. If I were to do it again, I honestly might not even go LS1. I might just stay with 5.3, because that is what I know, and you go with what you know. But for those new people who are new to the swaps, you might want to choose the LS1, because it does start with more power initially. Bumping it up a notch in displacement again, you got your LS2, which is a 6 liter aluminum block engine. You got your LQ4 and your LQ9 and your LY6. Your LY6 is actually probably going to be your best bet if you want quick power and you don't want to spend the money that it takes to buy an LS2. Reason being is because you can pick up a LY6 for about $1,000, and with that you get 380 horsepower and 365 pound-foot of torque, and those numbers do not lie. If you were to just bore it up one more notch, it shares rectangular port heads and rectangular port, obviously, intake manifold with the LS3. So if you were to bore it out to 6.2, you would basically have an LS3. It has the pistons that an LS3 has in it, and they're sturdier. So if you want a cheap budget LS3, you could choose the LY6 and bore it out, or I mean, just swap the heads, and I mean that's a really cheap and affordable, quick power option. Now, Cameron, why didn't you go LY6 for your BMW? And honestly, guys, I don't know. Honestly, I got the engine for free, the LM7. So I mean, I'm a budget guy. So, anyways, so those are your 6.0 liter engines. Opening up one more notch in displacement, you got your LS3, obviously, your 6.2 liter LS3, which is an aluminum block engine. You also got your LSA, which is a supercharged 6.2 liter. You got your LS9, which is a 427 block supercharged, and then actually 47 block 7 liter. I think I'm being funny right now. It's pretty late. Anyway, so those are your 6.2 engines. You bump it up one more notch, you guys. You got your LS7 7 liter, and that thing is a monster. It's the reason. There's a reason it's in the C7 or the C6 06. It's just a really solid engine. Comes with 500 horsepower and 500 pound-foot of torque stock. So imagine what it does to power mods, right? Or 505. Not that it matters for the sake of this video, but it takes the power mods extremely well. The only problem with that is it is a dry sump system, and if you guys plan to be drifting your car, you don't want a dry sump system, because if you're hitting those, you know, lateral G's, the engine could dry up and you could be kind of fucked. But for straight line power, it's excellent engine, excellent fucking engine. Let's talk transmissions. I know transmissions is going to be a problem, or it could be a problem for you guys, but I've done the research already, so I'm going to help you guys out. So as far as transmissions go, you guys can use a T56, which is a 6-speed manual. You got your T56 Magnum, which is a beefier version of it. I believe that came in the GTO, the 6 liter, the 6 liter GTO. Then you guys got your automatics. So you got your 4L60E, your 4L80E, 4L65E, but those came in vans, those little express vans. Then you got your 6L80E and your 6L90E as far as automatic transmissions are concerned. I know people do use 350Z transmissions, and they do use 350Z rear ends and whatnot, but those are the transmissions that would most easily bolt up to the Chevy engine. I mean, Chevy engine, Chevy transmission, right? But yeah, those are your transmission options. Pretty simple, straightforward. As far as swap kits, you guys could go to eBay and just buy some swap mounts, weld them in, make sure they have sliders on them so you can adjust where your engine sits in your engine bay. That would probably be your cheapest option, and then just buy everything individually. Or, you know, if you wanted to run a truck oil pan, you could do that. However, you just have to have a raised hood. Not everything would fit under your hood. And that would be beneficial to you guys if you wanted to be drifters, because you'd be able to hold a couple of quarts more of oil. And so there's going to be tons of oil in there. You know, obviously you want to upgrade your oil pump to a milling. Milling oil pumps are phenomenal. You guys can get those on Summit Racing, by the way. But yeah, that's going to be your cheapest option, and just buy everything separately. Then you got your Sikky kit. Your Sikky kit comes with everything you need. Those start off at about $1,800, and they go up in price, you know, believe it or not. But yeah, Sikky kit's a really solid kit. And then you got, I believe, the Holly kit for swaps, and that's pretty much it as far as kits are concerned. Holly kit does start off a little bit more expensive. Maybe it's the Holly kit that starts off at $1,800 and the Sikky kit that starts off at $2,200, but same ballpark range. You know, it's a $300, $400 difference. So you're already spending the money. You might as well just buy the more expensive one. And I mean, they both come with everything, but it's quality materials at that point, not what you need to do the swap. So I hope to answer some questions as far as engine choices are concerned. And I hope you guys choose whichever engine you think will fit your application best. Thank you guys for watching today's video. If you guys are new viewers out there, be sure to subscribe. And comment down below if you guys want more videos like this, basically giving LS information, because I like giving it, and I'm sure you guys like receiving it. I hope you guys have a good day / night wherever you find yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.